What is up, everyone? So today I'm gonna attempt to use this Roundup weed killer and grass killer on these weeds back here. Of course, I shot a video on using the weed whacker and seeing how that did, and it did perfectly okay. But since I'm gonna be spraying around the house where weeds are growing around the perimeters and the cracks and stuff, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna also spray this to kill this, so that way it doesn't promote more growth even after I kill it, so it doesn't seed any more weeds to grow or promote those weeds to grow. So let's see how to apply this product and see its results. When you apply this stuff, be careful because it's going to kill everything that's right there. So make sure you spray it in the areas that you want to kill and not in your flower bed, because it'll kill your flowers, or your grass if you don't want it to kill the grass, because it will kill it. Okay, so you're going to need this, and you're also going to need a sprayer. So since I'm going to use this for weed and grass killer, I'm not going to use this for anything dealing with the flowers or anything like that, or even bug killer. This is going to be a dedicated pump for this Roundup, just so I don't get cross-contamination and potentially kill anything else, because I have some of this in here or left over that didn't wash out. So this stuff here in particular, the Roundup stuff, is actually in 9 hours it's supposed to be dry, and it's supposed to be waterproof or rainproof in 30 minutes. Okay, so super good stuff as far as the specs. Then you put 6 fluid ounces of this, which you measure in this cap, per gallon of water. So buy the concentrated stuff, so that way you can make it as strong as you need it for your application. Me in particular, I'm going to add a little bit more than 6 fluid ounces per gallon, just to make sure, you know, it destroys everything I sprayed on, because that's the whole point of this stuff, is to kill what you sprayed on. Okay, so the way this works is right here there's a pressure relief valve, so you turn it and it'll relieve the pressure, and you turn it the opposite way and it'll close it back up. Okay, some of them you have to push and turn, but it tells you. So clockwise to tighten, counterclockwise to loosen up. Okay, and that's if you have it pumped up and you need to release the pressure. Now if you look on the side, it gives you liters and gallons. So half a gallon, 1 gallon, 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons. Okay, and then you have your liters right here. On this Roundup stuff, in this cup, you have 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce down at the very bottom. I don't know if you can see that. And then over here you have milliliters. So there's those little tick marks that are straight up and down: 20, 40, and 60, and 80 milliliters. So this is a pressure relief valve, and as you can see, it's kind of oozing out. Either the seal's bad or it's pressure sensitive, so if you pump it up too much, it'll start bleeding out here. If it's new, you know it's a pressure regulator. Okay, but if you just turn it like that, just a little bit, as you can see, it lifted up and let all the air out. You could turn it like that, it drops back down. So it's not a continuous twist. All it is a slight turn, lifts it up. Okay, and then you twist it again and it drops it back down and it seals it. The way to engage this is you have to release it from its locking mechanism here. Okay, so you just keep pumping it until it turns hard, and then you put it back down in its saddle, twist it, and it holds the handle down. Once you're done, you just release the air, so that way you don't get sprayed, or no one sprays it in their face. So for whatever reason, if your nozzle doesn't spray, you could untwist this, take it off, and spray some water in it. It might be clogged with some debris, and then you could just reattach it and it's ready to go. So if for whatever reason it's leaking here, it could be your seal, and that might just be a matter of replacing the O-ring, or you might just need to tighten it more. So just remember, when you tighten it, this handle has to be engaged, and then righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So clockwise to tighten, counterclockwise to loosen it. If you use this for one season, this may be hard to take on and off, so you might want to leave it loose when you go and store it and make sure all your liquid's out. I recommend doing, if you have a small area, maybe doing a gallon or half a gallon, and then you could always, you know, mix more instead of having this filled up and then storing it in here. It's better to store it in here than in here, just so no one sprays themselves, especially if you have kids around. Make sure these are put up out of the way. So two things I want to mention is when you're spraying this, make sure you're spraying it downwind and not upwind, because you don't want this coming back and hitting you in the face. And another thing is, when you store this, make sure the liquid's out, because this one was stored with some fluid still in it, and this whole thing collected rust. So rust from the handle and stuff, but internally it built up, and probably some of the steel components in the spring internally rusted, and when I squirted it, a whole bunch of rust came out, and came out the front, clogged it up. I had to unscrew that and then redo it. So make sure you're wearing gloves when working with this stuff, or at the very least wash your hands after every time you touch any of the liquid part. So all you need to do for an instance like this is just spray it on top of the your weeds, and those leaves and stuff will soak it in and take it down to the root, destroying it, or that's the idea. I've used Roundup before, and Roundup does work. So buy the concentrated stuff, so that way you don't have to keep buying, you know, pre-mixed bottles that are only going to last you for a small area. For the same price, you could buy the concentrated stuff and do way more area. Okay, so I did a gallon at a time, and what that gallon covered, I did a total of 2 gallons. I sprayed all this back here, down the side a little bit, the width of this shop, which is about, I don't know, 5 to 6 feet wide. So down the side right there, sprayed all this up here. I sprayed all these little patches here and there, just because this is going to have to get tilled up before planting new grass. So I sprayed all these little pieces. I sprayed all these weeds right here. Okay, all these, just with a mist, a fine mist, all the way around there, and then on the other side of the fence. So I just sprayed it with the mist, just to see what it picks up and kills right away. See how long that takes. I'll give you an update by the end of this video to tell you how long it took for it to kill it. But that being said, hopefully that mist takes care of it. If not, then I'll fill up some more and do spot treatments where necessary, because as you can see, this is some heavy weeds in here, goat tails or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, there, look how thick those roots are. So we'll see. I did a little bit over 6 ounces to a gallon. I'd say like 7 ounces maybe to a gallon, just give it a little bit more power. And then I did all this all the way down there, and then all the way over that way. So this whole area, I basically missed the whole area with the light misting action across it, almost like a sprinkler fine mist. And if that don't work, then we're gonna have to go heavier on it as far as like attacking the tops. So instead of, you know, like how misters would be, or like how a sprinkler would be, maybe concentrate it more on the root if that doesn't work. So let's see how much of it kills. As you can see, we also got some other weeds growing up as those other ones are dying off. We have some new ones that actually grew. So these purple colored ones, and then these white colored ones. I don't know what exactly type of weed they are, but yeah, they definitely look better than, say, these spiky ones here, but they're still weeds that we got to get rid of, so that way we could grow nice grass. So about a week and a half, and this is what the weed patch looks like. Definitely turned this all into a wheat color, so it definitely killed it. It took a little time, but it killed it right away. Within about a week and a half, you got some growth here, resprouting, killed all that stuff back there. Some new growth that resprouted, or maybe some of the stuff that I missed, but for the most part killed it. Killed all this stuff on contact after, I'd say, about a week and a half. The back side of the fence. So that's what it looks like. I didn't apply any additional killer to it, weed killer. This is just what it was. It took a little bit of time to actually soak in, so it didn't happen overnight. But nonetheless, it did kill it.